If you live in the state of Wisconsin or any state in the United States, I want you to become aware of something that might help you if you're being garnished or if a debt collector is trying to garnish your wages. In our state of Wisconsin, we have what's called a poverty guidelines for earnings. And what it does is it allows the individual to be able to, at least at a minimum, take care of their household expenses, food, and a certain amount of things that they'll need to be able to keep their household going. So they have here in Wisconsin what's called a poverty guidelines for earnings, and it's based off of size of family, and it'll allow the individual or the family to be able to earn a certain amount, to be able to keep a certain amount of their money from being able to be garnished. So you can see right here, if it's just one individual, it's a very low amount, but some people work minimum wage jobs and they're not able to, afford to be able to pay a garnishment. Now, it doesn't mean that the garnishment is going to go away or the debt is going to go away. It just means for the time being, the individual is going to be able to at least sustain a certain level of their life and be able to keep a roof over their head and take care of their transportation, food, and stuff like that. So you can see here, size of one individual. Weekly, they can make $261, bi-weekly $523, semi-monthly $566, or monthly $1,133. If it's a household of two and the other individual is not working, this is the income that they can make right here. If it's a household of three, say maybe a married couple and they have one child, you have $443 weekly or $886 bi-weekly and semi-monthly, and you can see the monthly income, and it just goes down depending on how many dependents you have. In your state, you may have something that's either similarly named or something that's similar. If not, most states will go off with 20 to 25% of the income. So let's just say that the individual makes 200, let's just say $300 a week instead of $261. That additional income, that additional $39 to equal that $300, that amount would be able to be garnished. So 25 in our state, 25% of that 40 of that $39 to get to $300 would be able to be garnished. But we've seen that more than likely the company does not want to garnish that amount. Now, if you say, for instance, you made 500 weekly, yeah, they're going to do that. But if you're at 40, uh, if that garnishment, that 25% is going to take you right back into the poverty guideline, what we've seen with debt collectors, at least in our state, they're not going to go ahead and go forward with the garnishment based on that. Now, in your state, even if you don't have something similar like this, what you can depend on is to also negotiate with the debt collector or the original creditor who is trying to sue you. You can negotiate with them to not have them take the full amount that they're able to take from your wages. Say, for instance, they want to take $100 a month. You can negotiate with them to take $50 a month. And by doing that, you would have to fill out a worksheet, but also show them how it would harm you and potentially put you into a bankruptcy situation. So I hope that this helps you out. In our state of Wisconsin, it's called a poverty guidelines for earnings. In your state, it may be called something different, but every state seems to have something that's similar. And then also take you also have your regular exemptions. States have exemptions, and then there's federal guidelines for exemptions. Like if you're getting child support money, or you're getting your income from Social Security or disability, or veterans, or a retirement income, that type of money cannot be garnished from you. Now, another situation that we ran into this week was where an individual, their combined income was a little bit over this amount. It was not, it was barely over this weekly amount. They were getting Social Security and they were working a part time job. that was minimum wage, and it was barely over this amount weekly. And we ended up helping them get that garnishment stopped, even though it was a little bit over, just like I mentioned earlier. If it's 30, 40, $50 over this amount here, and they take that money and it puts you into this poverty guideline, at least for the state of Wisconsin, most debt collectors are not going to continue with the debt collection, and most judges will probably reject the petition to have the wages garnished based off of that. So if you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch video what makes us different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my two-page settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website the number 3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you early, grab my 3-pack of letters, statute of limitations, cease and desist collection activities letter, and debt validation letter. I do ask for a donation on those that can help save you time, money, and frustration when dealing with debt collectors, and it can actually stop them before they try to get into a situation where they take you to court, sue you, and start to try to garnish your wages. Use the letter that's appropriate to your situation. If you have a debt that is past the legal statute of limitations to collect, you do not need to do a debt validation. You just need to notify them, and I give you the letter to use for that. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the channel, post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.